In this video, I'm going to show you how to build a sales process that turns more of your leads into paying clients. But before you can make more sales and grow your business, you're going to need a sales process that actually converts. When I say sales process, just offering a free discovery call or hopping on a sales call isn't enough. You know what I'm talking about. It's those social media posts where you just put your link in the comments and expect people to book on and want to talk about your offers. If you're using that strategy, then you already know that putting the link in the comments and expecting people to book just isn't getting you enough traction. Now, don't get me wrong, booking calls might be a part of your sales strategy, but it's not the whole process. Your sales process starts right at the beginning as soon as a lead comes into your world, and it goes right through until they become a paying client. So when you're building your sales process, you need to break it down into two areas. First, how you generate leads, and then how you turn those leads into paying clients. And you need both of these to create an actual solid sales process. So number one, generating leads. This is the start of your sales process. Without leads, you can't make sales. So your sales process starts by understanding exactly how you're going to generate leads into your business. It's understanding how you're going to get yourself and your business in front of potential clients. It's knowing how you're going to put yourself out there, how you're going to grow your audience, and how you're going to attract ideal clients towards you every single day. Now, I like to think of lead generation in two ways. You have your micro strategy and your macro strategy. Micro being the smaller picture, the day-to-day, macro being the larger picture over months and years. And a good lead generation strategy will have both. So let's talk micro strategies. One of the fastest ways to generate leads is by creating really valuable content. Now, people say creating value content is dead, but it's bullshit. After all, you're watching this, right? So let's not be mistaken. Creating really good valuable content that actually solves problems for your audience is still a powerful strategy. And if you do it right, it won't be long until people are flocking towards you, wanting to consume more. That's what lead generation is. It's growing your audience and having more people to sell to. And we all know that good content converts. Another way to generate leads is through proximity. In other words, positioning yourself in strategic places where you're bound to come across people that you want to work with. For example, through online communities or in-person networking. For me, I think these have a place in your macro strategy, because it does take time to embed yourself into a new community before people start to trust you enough to want to work with you. But there's no denying that a really good community can have a huge impact on your sales. Now, the next step in the lead generation process is actually getting your leads to raise their hands and show interest. Just creating valuable content isn't going to be enough. It will help you to grow your audience, but most people are not going to reach out to work with you straight off the bat. You have to actually get them to raise their hands and show interest first. But how do you do that? That's where your lead magnets come in. Your masterclasses, your guides, your trainings, your freebies, or anything else that you can make available to them. But as long as it solves a problem for them and it's compelling enough, you bet your last square of dairy milk chocolate that they'll say yes. And you can offer these freebies in two ways. You can share a link to your landing page in comments and bios so they can sign up, get the freebie, and you'll collect the email address at the same time. Or you can ask them to comment on the post using an emoji or a word, and you'll reach out to them in the DMs and send the link. Both of these have their pros and cons, but either way, your intention is to separate your warm, interested leads from the rest of the herd. But now that you actually have leads, you then need to make sales. And there's no prize for guessing, that's where your sales conversion strategies kick in. But let me be super clear, there is no use spending all that time generating leads and then doing nothing with them. That's why your next steps is to build a process that takes your leads from being just leads to paying clients. So ask yourself, once someone has that freebie, what next? Do they receive some emails? Do you speak with them in the DMs to know about their problems, qualify them, and hop on a call? Or are they being pushed to a masterclass where you're going to share more strategies about this topic? And then, after those things, how do you present your offer? Is it on the back of the call? Is it on the back of the masterclass? I like to think of it like this in my mind. When X happens, do Y. Or in real terms, when a new lead comes in, send them a DM. But whatever those sales steps are, it should be the same step-by-step sales process that you follow every single time. And you'll also want to make sure that you're qualifying your leads to make sure that they're right for you, and you know when you're presenting your offer to make that sale. Does that make sense? If you can follow that same process every single time a new lead comes into your business, it'll make selling so much easier because you'll just be following a process. And the more clarity you have in your structured sales process, the more you'll implement the steps in that process, and ultimately, the more leads you'll generate and the more sales you'll make.